Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mio, and today me and my group members Shafiq and Azrik will be explaining a bit about fruit processing and carbohydrates. That includes simple sugar, starch, gelatinization, caramelization, and crystallization. So before we go into the fruit processing, I will be explaining a bit about simple sugar and starch. So simple sugar, or it is known as simple carbohydrate, they have one sugar molecules known as monosaccharides, or two sugar molecules also known as disaccharides. This simple sugar can be found in fruits, plants, and milk. They are also used to enhance the taste, texture, and shelf life of processed foods. So examples of monosaccharides include galactose, glucose, and fructose. Carbohydrates may be in simple and complex. For simple carbohydrate, it is monosaccharides and disaccharides, while complex carbohydrates consist of three or more sugar molecules. As you can see here, simple and complex carbohydrate. For simple carbohydrate, it contains a single monosaccharide unit. It is easy to digest. The type includes monosaccharide and disaccharide. It contains sweetness and it quickly raises blood glucose levels. For complex, we can see it is made of hundreds of monosaccharide units. It takes time to digest because as you can see, it is made. Most of the food contains fiber. It is less sweet than simple carbohydrates, and it slowly raises blood glucose levels. So it is better for us to take less simple sugar, because simple sugar in our daily life is added into our foods, added in our coffee, pastries that we eat. All of that food are created with sugar. So because it is easy for us to get excess amount of simple sugar from this source, it will cause a variety of health problems if we consume simple sugar a lot. For the next subtopic, we'll briefly explain complex carbohydrates, which is starch. Of course, starch is found in plants, fruits, and vegetables. It is granular in appearance and white in color. It is generated by all green plants. For example, grains, tapioca, and potatoes. You can find starch in them. Starchy foods are the primary source of carbohydrates for all of us. They play a crucial role in a nutritious, well-balanced diet, as they provide our body with glucose, which is the main energy source for our every cell. We also provide a range of vitamins, minerals, fibers, and other nutrients. Starch is also categorized into three. There is rapidly digestible starch, slowly digested starch, and resistant starch. So for the processed foods will be explained by Shafiq and Azrik. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shafiq Izzuddin bin Mauran, and today I would like to present about the gelatinization. There are four types of gelatinization process. First is the hydrocolloid, starches, gelling agents, and pectin. So hydrocolloid is a substance that when you brought into contact with water, it will be transformed into a gel-like state. Is known as hydrocolloid. For the example of hydrocolloid is agar-agar. And the second is the starches. Starches, the expansion of the starch granules is one of the result of heating up starches and water as part of the gelatinization process for the starch. Third is a gelling agent. Gelatin is a water-soluble protein that is generated from human tissues. Uh, Gelling agent is such as, for example, for the gelling agent is a jello. And lastly is a pectin. Pectin may be made from a fruit as citrus fruit, as well as other type of tree fruit such as apple, pear, and etc. Next, I will present about caramelization. Caramelization is a well-known cooking method for its use often due to the nutty flavor and brown color that it generates. There are the example photo of caramelized sugars, and caramelize is an example of browning process that does not use enzymes. The browning in caramelizations when it's heated and will be brown, such as the pictures that are shown. So the third is during the course of the process, the sugar will break down and water will be lost as a steam. So in the process of caramelizations, we will put water syrup, sugar syrups, and heat it boil until the water lost and as a steam, and will recite sugary brown sugar syrup at, in the end of the boiling process. So around 110 degrees Celsius is when fructose begin to caramelize, whereas glucose and sucrose do so around 160 degrees Celsius, same as 230 Fahrenheit.
So I will continue to the next subtopic, which is the crystallization. Crystallization is the process whereby a solid is formed by the atoms or molecules being firmly organized into a structure known as a crystal. The bulk of minerals and organic molecules crystallize readily, and the resulting crystals are usually of a superior quality and free of obvious flaws. Crystallization is a chemical solid-liquid separation method in which a solute is a mass transfer from a liquid solution to a pure solid crystalline phase. So under the crystallization, have a amorphous candy. Amorphous candy, the window glass in your car and home, as well as cotton candy, are both considered amorphous solids. Amorphous solids include mayonnaise and even delicious chocolate mousse. Any substance without a long-range organization or geometrical shape is said to be an amorphous solid. The prefix amorph, which denotes a lack of shape, is an excellent way to keep in mind this type of solid. As you move, it sways to the side and may be rolled into a fluffy ball for simple eating. All of these traits characterize the capabilities of an amorphous solid. The physical characteristics of amorphous solids are a crucial consideration. The strength of the bonds holding the atoms together can differ in this substance because they don't have a fixed form. This is also contributes to another characteristic of amorphous substance, which is that the melting point is not clearly defined. Depending on the amount of heat delivered to the solid, its melting point may vary. Amorphous solid might take longer to melt since their bonds are considerably stronger and will not break under heat. Next is also under the crystallization, which is a crystalline candy. Crystalline candy known as a crystalline solid. So the solids that have regular or almost regular crystalline formations belong to the category of crystalline solids. This indicates that these solids have an organized arrangement of atoms. Sugar candy and rock candy are a few examples of crystalline solid. Crystalline sweets are separate into a crystalline and non-crystalline or amorphous varieties. Hard candies, caramels, and toffees are non-crystalline candies. Compared to non-crystalline candy, crystalline candy typically features fine sugar crystals and a lower sugar content.
The sugary syrup is continuously sweetened as it cools to keep the sugar crystals tiny for crystalline candy. In a sense, it is a type of a candy manufactured from sugar crystals, either colored with or without a food coloring. A crystalline candy is a fudge for instance. So that's all for the subtopic about the crystallization.
For the conclusions, carbohydrate are a part of a set of chemicals that can be described chemistically and share a number of physiology and physical features. These compounds also have a beneficial impact on the health of consumers. In addition to these other qualities, they are primarily responsible for the delivery of energy. But they also have a significant impact on the organization and function of the organ tissues and cells that make up the body as a whole. So thank you, and that's all from us.